Good evening. We are back. It is the ILFL Soccer Night Show on a Monday night, live to all you footy fans out there. And we've got football to talk about as always, but not just any old football. It's Cup Final football and the UK BFC Championship, hence the logo. We'll be getting to that in the second and third segment of the show. But first, and by no means least, there was a small matter of the ILFL and Shadali Otis Veterans League. We tied up all of the league permutations last week, but there was the cup tournament. You remember last week, Rash looking pretty forlorn at the fact that he had to come up against London Tigers in the Vets Cup final. Well, let's put him out of his misery and show you what happened in that cup final last Thursday night. London Tigers versus the Beaumont Vets. There it is, guys. Let me give you some numbers. 15, 25, 309, 277. What do all those numbers have in common? Rash, were they all the buses that you parked in front of the goal at last week's final?
First of all, just before you start, I'd like to thank Rahul from Quality Bites for providing us with a new kit for the cup itself, which you can see I'm wearing today. So thank you, Rahul and Quality Bites, for sponsoring us. Secondly, final. What a final. 3 days before the final, unfortunately, we didn't have the best of preparations. First of all, a lot of players were missing. Litz was abroad. Rahul, our main striker, was abroad. A couple of players were really injured, likes of Gaff, who had to take a lot of paracetamols to play. Tactically, we knew if we played the game in a different way, maybe we got a chance, because Tigers were on good form. They just won the Premiership the week before. They had the strongest side available turn up. So we knew it's going to be a massive game. So what we did with the management decided, yes, we went defensive, and it worked because we played the perfect game. Our keeper, Noor, was outstanding, also saved the penalty. The back, Ripon, Amino, were like a brick wall with Danny. In midfield, Hawk and Shofi played out their skin. I think they played the best football, and they had to, because there was no room for error. I think we said before the game, we can't afford to make mistakes, because you know Tigers, you make a mistake, pounce, they start scoring goals. And I think, if I recollect, this is the first time Tigers could score a goal, and it needed that performance by the whole team. As the team, all the players had to give 100%, no errors, play exactly how it was said by management, and on the day it just worked. That's all I can say, really.
No. Let's give Beaumont some credit. I mean, there is another team in this country who keep being called boring for their tactics and performance, but if all you have to do is win games, then it's a great performance, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have to disagree with Rash. You know, you said the preparation wasn't there. I wasn't in the Beaumont camp, so I didn't exactly see how much headache these boys had to go through. But from somebody watching on the sidelines, I thought everything was there. You know, they had all the right tactics. I think overall, Beaumont made a really good call, which was keep the possession, you know, and they kept possession. Most of the time, they kept possession, and that's what really frustrated Tigers, and they really wanted to win it. I mean, they won it 3 times in a row, and this is, you know, they would have made history by winning it 4 times in a row, but, you know, Beaumont were well prepared. I think they were well prepared, and no matter what Rashid says.
I think when I said preparation in terms of, you playing Tigers, one of the best teams in Vets, and you, when you go into the game, you want your best team. Because we didn't have our key players, I think in that sense we weren't prepared. Mentally, we wanted to win, because obviously you're in a cup final. This is the first final, we lost in 2 semis before. So we knew this is a chance. Not many teams can get to the final. So obviously we didn't have the preparation in terms of the right players available. But in terms of wanting it, desire, passion, and giving 100%, that was there. And I think that was the key to the success. And obviously tactically we worked to the T in terms of keeping the door shut. And, you know, we said, look, if you want to come and beat us, try and break the wall down.
That's what happened, Hasnat. But Tigers, chance to do the double. I mean, I'm sure they didn't walk in there complacently, but are they kicking themselves?
They are. I spoke to Nurul after the game, and he was saying, likewise, similar to Beaumont, they did have a sort of slight bit of a player crisis. But as we've seen with Tigers, there's no such thing as a player crisis. They always seem to turn up and win. This was this time round. You know, last year when they back in the summer. When they played Bromley in the cup final and beat them, they went in on a high, expecting it. Bromley gave them that respect, and it happened. This time round, yeah, Beaumont's cheeky and a boring plan actually paid off, and yeah, that was the key thing. And I think this year we've seen the weaknesses in Tigers, because in the league we've seen them beaten twice, sorry, 3 times, twice in a row, which was the first time in their history. So the weaknesses are there, and I think teams have now started to understand where to poke and how to do that, and that's where Beaumont got it spot on. They realised, you know, let's just frustrate them, annoy them. And if it means take it to penalties, that's what we'll do. If it's nip one in through the counter, to be honest, I couldn't really see Beaumont, with all due respect, I couldn't see them get one in the counter. But it was a cup final, so penalties were always there.
Listen, that's what it's all about. And it's Beaumont's name that's on the cup, and that's all that we're going to remember when we look back in the history books. But listen, all credit to London Tigers as well. I've said it somewhere before, and I'll say it again. If it wasn't for a team like London Tigers, the standards wouldn't be raised around them. So credit to Tigers for making the final and bringing everybody up to speed around them as well. That was the Vets final. The Summer League for the Vets is going to start very soon, in a few weeks' time. We're going to have more information about that on next week's show. Still to come, on the next segment, we are going to talk about the UK Bangladeshi Football Championship that took place over the weekend, Sunday and today, in fact. We've got highlights of the group games. We can talk stats, facts, and all that jazz when we come back after this short break.
আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL সকার নাইট।